Hi guys, CeeChronicles here. Welcome and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are here for the very first time, I post fragrance related content on this platform and would very much appreciate it if you did consider joining us by subscribing. Now to those who are returning, thank you so much for the continued support. I appreciate you guys as always. Welcome to a collection of the white diamonds from Elizabeth Taylor range. I was hoping to have all of them by now, but the Elizabeth Taylor white diamonds range is a gift that keeps on giving, guys. They keep on releasing more and more. So the very first one on the lineup is going to be the original white diamonds, which is this one, and this one is the EDT. I have tried the EDP as well, but I ended up gifting that one to my sister. I added the EDT, and the EDT still to my nose performs just like the EDP. This is a loud, bold, classic fragrance. It's done in a way the old fragrances were being done, guys, where nothing is left to the imagination there. Everything is upbeat, it's bold, it's classic, it's aldehydic. There's a lot of florals that build this fragrance, and it has a massive sillage in as much as it is an EDT. To me, it comes across as a scrubber, but what I can say about it is, just like with the rest of the collection, I want these in my collection because they kind of remind me of my days, as a child, where we grew around, people who used to smell like this, or a teacher that smelled like this. It would have been a fragrance that maybe your grandma liked or your mother used to wear. I know some of them have been touched up there. Some of them do not perform like their original formulation. So if you love spices, cinnamon, moss, patchouli, mixed with a lot of florals there, a little bit of a woody dry down there, and an aldehydic, accord that builds this fragrance, giving it a classic venti vibe, then you're gonna love the original, guys. This is the Elizabeth Taylor white diamonds, the original, bought in the EDT formulation. On number 2, guys, is diamonds and rubies. Okay, this one is a push and pull between the peach there and the rose, if I'm not mistaken. It also looks like the Elizabeth Taylor line uses peach a lot, so you're gonna hear me talk about peach a lot of times. Now, diamonds and rubies, guys, is sweet, it's woody, it's spicy, it's got like a nutty accord there coming from the almonds. It is a safe option if you are looking maybe at an entry point to these fragrances. It distances itself to an extent from the original DNA. You got to find that with some of them, I'm going to be telling you that they have that wafts of the original DNA, which is in the original white diamond. This one kind of distances itself a little bit from that, leaning more towards the Trésor DNA, the Lancôme Trésor DNA, that Trésor bottle that comes in the squarish whatever. This, because of that nectarous appeal to it, or that nectarous accord, is one that I think a lot of people are going to like. This is just me guessing. I think a lot of people are going to like this because, classic as it may be, it's not outright venti or outright dated. It's just somewhere there in between. Quite light performing there as opposed to the original white diamonds, but 7 hours is not bad for the price. So diamonds and rubies is sitting, guys, on our number 2. And Rouge is the third on our lineup, and just looking at the dent there, you can see that this is one fragrance I absolutely love, and it just happens to be one of the best in the range, in the Elizabeth Taylor flankers. I get a bold raspberry there, so it's got a lot of fruitiness going on in there. You're gonna get a little bit of what feels like a classic, dated feel there, but pushing towards a modern kind of vibe there, with that juicy raspberry, making it a crowd-pleasing kind of scent. This reminds me a lot of Estée Lauder Modern Muse Le Rouge. So if you like the Modern Muse Le Rouge, a sweet, loud, feminine scent, you're going to get something that feels like it here on steroids, right? So in terms of value for money, this is going to be value for money. Projects like crazy, last till the next couple of washes. But it is a sweet fragrance, leaves a trail as well. It's Elizabeth Taylor's white diamond and Rouge, and it's sitting on our number 3. Diamonds and Sapphires, guys, is on our number 4. Now this adds a green touch to the flankers, right? So this is going to come across as a little bit aromatic there, fresh and summer leaning. It also has somewhat of an aquatic tone in it. Do expect that peach to make an appearance there as well. But what you're going to smell the most is a melon. It is a melon that weighs in there to give this one that aquatic kind of fresh feel and a gentle freesia. Everything in this fragrance interprets as a gentle. Just by spraying it like this and then putting my nose to this without really trying to break down everything that it lists as notes, it gives you a damp, grassy feel. It is a green twist to the range. Does not feel like it's drawing its inspiration from the original DNA. So this just distances itself, but is of course within that family of the Elizabeth Taylor white diamonds. And this one is called Diamonds and Sapphire, and it's sitting, guys, on our number 4. Fifth position, guys, is going to be White Diamonds Luster. And this is one that I wear. I'm going to show you there. I also have a couple of backups when it comes to this one. So in the range by now, I think you know that I do love in Rouge as well as Luster. Luster is a concoction that does borrow a little bit of the original DNA, just a little bit. But what it does, it then weighs in with an aromatic, fruity, sweet twist there. It aligns itself as an ideal nighttime or cool weather type of fragrance. But it is that fruity twist, guys, that kind of distances itself from being at par with the original, in as much as it shares a little bit of similarities there, but it doesn't then become like vinty and classic and stuff like that. This seems to be a fragrance that was designed to target the modern nose, if you will, because it doesn't come across to my nose as dated. It is just a fun twist to that already existing DNA, but without exactly making that DNA take over. Expect a little bit of a smokiness there, touch of light incensiness there, tons of fruits, a stickiness there of sweetness as well, some vetiver that's going to give it an earthy, dusty feel there, and a touch of greenness. So it is a fragrance that's got a lot of pages, but it's concentrated enough to give it a great lasting power, room feeling, massive projection, and compliment getter at the same time. So this is White Diamonds Luster, guys, an aromatic twist and fruity twist to the original DNA, and it's sitting, guys, on our number 5. Diamonds and Emeralds, guys, is sitting on our number 6 of this range. Now, Diamonds and Emeralds is a bold floral. A lot of white florals make up this fragrance. So expect tuberose, magnolia, gardenia, orange blossom. It's going to come across as a bold floral, ideal for those who love their fragrances florally in nature. So this is a floral twist without necessarily borrowing from the original DNA, but you can identify with that sharp thing that they use in the Elizabeth Taylors. There is a little bit of a sharpness there, a push and pull, of course, of the apricot as well, because this one has got peach and apricot, but there is like a push and pull in there, and it's got like an intense hyacinth in this fragrance. It is a fragrance that surprises me because it's, in as much as it has a gazillion flowers working at the same time, if you wear this one, especially on your skin and you sniff it, you kind of can isolate note by note. Weird as it sounds. 1 minute you put your nose on your arm there, if that's where you've sprayed it, and you smell magnolia, and you're like, oh yeah, I do smell a bold magnolia there. And then you get the jasmine, and then there's the tuberose, and then there's the gardenia. It's almost as if all the notes are giving each other a turn to shine there. It has sage also listed as a note there, and I think some patchouli. This is a loud floral that doesn't exactly identify with the original White Diamonds DNA. So it's doing its own thing, but it has a classic vibe, which you're going to get from the Elizabeth Taylors, and a little bit of that sharpness that you're going to get from the Elizabeth Taylors, guys. This is Diamonds and Emeralds, and it's sitting on our number 6. White Diamonds Night is on our number 7. Now, this is the least favorite of mine from the entire collection. When it turned up, it just came across as your traditional let me say celebrity scent, if you will. That celebrity DNA where it's just sweet and really doing nothing much. There is fruits in this, but everything in it comes across as artificial. You're going to get an overdose of apricot, but the apricot doesn't translate as how I would love the apricot to translate. It comes across as though it's synthesized, like a very synthetic leaning apricot, and very resinous. So there is like a resinous accord in this fragrance, right? So this was an outright disappointment to me. This does not feel vintage. It does not feel dated. It does feel like a quintessential celebrity scent. It says night there, but it's not a fragrance that I would recommend as a night scent. So I don't know why they decided to call it night. If anything, I think they should have called Luster night, and then maybe this one Luster. I don't know, because this is just a fragrance, guys, that fails to state what it's about, and then it dries down into this bold, patchouli kind of scent, making it a little bit heady there. It's all over the place. Just feels as though they wanted to add a black one in the collection, but did not sit it through, to think what the black one should really be about. Because it's got that celebrity tone vibe, it's probably going to be a crowd pleaser, but it's not a favorite of mine, guys. It's a White Diamonds Night, and it's sitting on our number 7. The 8th one on the lineup, guys, is a Passion. Now, this is serious Hollywood glam here. Serious vintage tone. Serious classic fragrance. This is not for the faint of heart. This is just going to bulldoze into the mix there. If you spray it like I've sprayed it here, I'm probably going to smell of it or smell this space smelling like this tomorrow morning. Okay, I'm recording at night, so tomorrow morning. Passion is not off the White Diamonds line, but I just included it here because it's off Elizabeth Taylor. I do picture Elizabeth Taylor herself wearing this. This feels like vintage Hollywood glam. It's so bold there. It's spicy, it's powdery, it's floral, it's got leather. There's a lot going on with this fragrance. It's woody, it's aromatic, and everything in this fragrance is not toned down. So it's not the sort of fragrance that you want to do more than 5 sprays. Trust me on this one, unless you don't mind bothering the people around you, unless you have a hardened nose and you like your fragrances very beastly. And because of that, I'm going to say this gives me winter vibes. The little goes a long way. Another favorite of mine because of how beastly it performs and just how, classic and vintage it feels like. This is a fragrance that I wouldn't recommend if you were to purchase for a youngster because it gives me mature vibes. It's called Passion, and it's sitting on our number 8. Ninth on the lineup is going to be this one. I'm just noticing I had said I have 10 at the beginning of the video, but it looks like I have 9 because this one also says night. So I may have forgotten one somewhere because we've already spoken about night, the bigger one. So it looks like the night has a mini as well within my collection. So I must have left another one somewhere, but instead of looking for it, I'm just going to close it with this one, guys. This one is Forever, not from the White Diamonds line, but of course from Elizabeth Taylor. Forever, guys, is a pleasant fruity from the Elizabeth Taylor range. This is one that was much needed. It has a DNA that is mood lifting. It has a summery DNA, Granny Smith apple there, working with some florals, a crisp take to this fragrance, a bright fragrance, just like how the bottle looks there, an effervescent fragrance there with a tangy blackberry as well. But it is a DNA that screams summer. It's going to wrap you around a freshness, and because of that, it's a moderate performer but a much needed fragrance from the range. Do expect a longevity of about 5 hours tops from this one, after which you may need to reapply. So this one's called Forever, and it's sitting, guys, on our number 9. So that's a wrap, guys. Those are the Elizabeth Taylors within my collection. I do intend to add more because, like I said at the beginning of the video, I am collecting them for nostalgic purposes. The one that I really need to get my hands on is Black Pearls. That one is slowly disappearing, guys. That's an Atmos classic, and a lot of people would say if you don't have Black Pearls, you haven't started with the Elizabeth Taylors. It's almost like if you don't have this one, Passion, then you don't have any Elizabeth Taylor. So I'm really on a hunt for that one. Every time I come across it, it's priced exorbitantly. But that is what I can say about the ones that I have within my collection. My utmost favorite is going to be White Diamonds and Rouge, followed by this one, followed by Passion, and followed by this one, guys, I love Forever, and then followed by Laster. Thank you so much for joining me today. Let's meet in the comment section where we discuss more about fragrances. Let me know which Elizabeth Taylor fragrances are your favorites, and which ones you would recommend that I did not bring here. While you're at it, guys, do turn on post notifications. That way you get to be notified anytime I upload a video. Like and share this video, and remember that smelling good is a form of good manners. Cheers.